This is gonna piss a lot of people off. Okay, so in continuing the saga of 556 reduced back pressure K cans, we are comparing the reigning throne, the Cat WB, against the new Dead Air Lazarus 6. Let's go ahead and roll the sound test. As a disclaimer portion of the video, what's my relationship with either of these companies? So Cat, this is my own personal WB I bought and paid for with my own money. I would like to say that we're friends. As far as Dead Air goes, I got none. This suppressor I borrowed from the boys at Bauer Precision. I don't get to keep it. They're not paying me to make this video. I'm gonna just come out and say it. The Dead Air sounds better. It sounds incredible. As far as overall sound suppression, I would consider them, if you were to put them on a decibel reader, I would say they would do nearly the same. There's not a really noticeable difference as far as overall sound suppression goes, but the tone out of the Lazarus 6 is amazing. It is deep, it is pleasant. I could shoot it without ears on in a pinch and be totally fine. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend you do that. Also, as far as the mounting system on this thing goes, we are using Reardon Atlas and then a Reardon just 3-prong flash hider. This is hub compatible. The one that I grabbed from Bauer here is chemo adapter. So I went ahead and took that right off. I didn't want any baffle strikes. So I yanked that off, put on a Reardon. That also makes it fit in the sub 6-inch category here. This is 3D printed Haynes 282. You guys are familiar with that material from my testing with Radical Defense and their suppressors. So we already know it's extremely durable. But now let's talk about back pressure. Okay, so now as far as back pressure goes, I did do my typical testing, although the weather conditions were not appropriate for said test. I kind of screwed myself when I started doing that because I need it to be the same exact time of day and the same exact weather conditions for you guys to see anything. Even a little wind like is happening right now would throw off the test entirely. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to kind of take my word for this one. I would say that the WB and the Lazarus 6 are just about tied as far as back pressure goes. Depends on many different factors, your gun, the weapon, or the ammo, the weather, so on and so forth. But I didn't notice hardly any gassing or any significant change in the cyclic rate or anything like that between these two, not to where I would choose one over the other if your main priority was back pressure. So the other thing that I want to mention is the Lazarus 6 is like a $950 can. The Cat WB is about $1,250. I'm sure you can find it maybe for a little bit cheaper, 1,200 bucks. So for those of you who are looking for something that, in my opinion, is a little bit better sounding and even easier on the bank, the Lazarus gets my vote. The other thing I do want to mention, I understand all of the controversy with Dead Air and the Sierra 5 and all of that stuff. I'm not here to speak on behalf of any of that. I'm here to speak on this product and this suppressor specifically. In theory, this is Haynes 282, so should be just about bulletproof, you would think. That would give me a little bit more confidence as far as the durability and reliability of this suppressor in handling it, but obviously I'd never purchased a Dead Air Sierra 5. I never went through all that stuff. So I can't speak on behalf of that, and I totally understand that there are going to be people out there who won't buy from Dead Air ever again based on how that situation was handled. But that's not what we're talking about today. So let's move on to the flash test that we're going to do here in a few minutes, and let's see what happens. Okay, so we just did the flash test, and yes, if you're wondering, I do have red lights on my porch. I really wanted this thing to do shitty so that I could give it one thing that it sucked at, but it didn't. I think it did on par with a WB. I was the one filming it. I'll hand the mic over here to my assistant so she can give you her perspective as a shooter.
So yeah, as a shooter, the Cat WB had minimal sparks, but there were sparks like every shot that I could tell. On the Lazarus 6, I only saw sparks on the first round, and then after that, it was pitch black.
So there it is, man. I don't know what to tell you. This thing kicks ass. Okay, so in conclusion, as far as this series go, if this is the first one that you're seeing and you're not familiar with how I'm doing this, I'm comparing 5.56K cans that are reduced back pressure, and I'm gonna choose my favorite, and then that one will move on to the next video, and I will go with your suggestions or anything that I find out there. The Radical Defense CS5 is on that list, as well as I'm gonna try and get Silencer, I believe it's Central, their Banish Speed K, I wanna say it is. I'm gonna try and get that one as well to do some testing with. So, for this video, for this testing, the Lazarus 6 is gonna move on, man. I love the Cat WB, I love Cat's products. Now, all of this being said, I did get the opportunity to shoot Cat's 2025 lineup of suppressors, and they are going to have some very, very heavy hitters that will give the Lazarus 6 a run for its money, coming out very soon. But as far as the WB and the Lazarus 6 goes, I just gotta be honest, this is a better sounding suppressor. Gas is about the same. Flash test, you guys will see. I haven't done it yet, so I don't know the results. But it just sounds better. I think the Lazarus 6 is actually lighter, depending on which mount you go with. If you're looking for a recommendation, I would say go with the Xeno mount. They're the same size, the same weight. This one's cheaper. And this one sounds better in my opinion. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Sorry to piss you guys off, but that's my recommendation. Shoot it for yourselves. Like, go out and get one. Or if you have the opportunity to shoot this at some convention or something like that, or you own a WB, you know, shoot them for yourselves. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Other than that, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so very much for watching, and catch me on the next one. So this is a 6mm suppressor, so I haven't actually shot it on 6-arc yet, but this is my Noveske 6-arc, so let's see how it sounds. For that small of a can, I have my left ear off, by the way. Not tight. I think it sounds pretty good. For as quiet of a can, or I'm sorry, as quiet. For as small of a can as it is, that's pretty quiet on 6-arc, I think. I got one more. I like this thing. I also love the Cat WB. Obviously, I own it, I bought one, but I think I'm gonna have to add one to the arsenal. This is direct thread on, by the way, as far as the adapter goes. I gotta give credit where credit is due. I think Dead Air killed it with this can, and we'll see how they deal in future issues if something like this Sierra 5 ever happens again.